When we allow fear to be our master, we cannot be happy and free as a butterfly. But when we choose to trust the journey and embrace love and joy, we are free to fly. In the words of Anakin R. Day. Hello there, anywhere you're listening to us on OGBC 90.5 FM. It's another beautiful Saturday morning and time for me to welcome you to another edition of Feminine Scope. The station is OGBC on 90.5 FM. On this program, we invite strong ladies and women who have excelled in their chosen careers. Why do we do that? Well, we want this generation to learn from them. My name is Toyin Shogbeson. You call me TS. I like that. Today, I have another beautiful and strong woman in the house. She will share her experiences with us while growing up, the schools she attended, and so many others that we need to know about. At any rate, it's December, no doubt about that, and gradually the Yuletide is setting in. The weather is changing, the Harmattan is here, so let's all be very, very careful, especially with fire. Let's be very careful. Don't leave the children alone to tend to fire matters. It's very important as women of the house. Yes, my guest on the program is Quantity Surveyor Oluwafolakemi Olade, the Deputy Chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, NRQS, Ogun State Chapter. It's nice to have you on this program, Mrs. Olade.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So we'll start from the very beginning. We'd like to know who you are. What was growing up like for you? Which schools did you attend? Who your parents were?
Thank you. I'm Oluwafolakemi Olade ni Odumusu. I was born in Lagos. My parents, both late. Overseer.
Both late.
Yes.
Wow. Sorry about that. You're an orphan.
Yeah. One day we will all go to where we came from. So, Overseer Dr. Zacchaeus Adeni Odumusu is my father. My mom, Dickness Stella Ireti Odumusu, both from Ikene in Ogun State here. So, I was born in Lagos, like I said. I schooled in Lagos.
Okay.
Primary, secondary. Primary, I went to Moleye Children's School, Palm Grove, 200 Gorodo Road, Palm Grove. I went to Apostolic Church Grammar School. That's the church my parents attended.
Okay.
They are leaders there.
Okay.
And then the school, very good school that we were
Very
nurtured.
good school. They have started. They have come. Every
With the
school is
word-
very good,
yes.
provided you attended the school.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly.
No, I won't argue
Yeah,
that. with you.
that's true. You're right. So, well nurtured in the Word of God, gave us a very good background to start life on. And then I went to Yaba College of Technology. Afterwards, I started working and then further my career in the course of working
Okay. In service.
in service and doing professional.
Okay. Professional courses.
Courses.
What course did you study at Yaba Tech?
I studied quantity surveying. Then I didn't know about quantity surveying. You know, in those days, we are all going in for medicine, to study medicine.
Disappointed medical doctor.
That's it.
Jam.
Yeah.
Was it jam?
Well, it wasn't jam. It wasn't
Then what
jam,
happened? Why
really.
didn't you go for medicine?
Yes. The first time I did my WAEC, the result was delayed.
Okay.
But by the time they released it, I had to go for A-levels. So during that course, I couldn't wait. And then my brother said he found out a course by name consurveying, or did I go for a consurveying or estate management? So I just chose consurveying. And even after my parents, you know, in those days they would go and ask the pastor, help us pray, our child wants to do this. So they said, there's prospect in consurveying. So I studied consurveying.
I see. Okay, that was when?
Oh, that was 1983.
Oh, okay.
I finished 81.
Okay.
And I went for the A-levels and I entered Yaba College of Technology in 1983.
Oh, I see. Well, that's been the journey. Let's look at you growing up in Lagos. Yes. You were born in Ikene, were you?
In Lagos.
You were actually born in Lagos, but your
Yes.
parents were from Ikene.
Yes.
What was life like growing up in Lagos? What part of Lagos did you grow up?
Thank you. My parents were both born in Ikene. They moved to Lagos, went to work there, married there. And life then was sweet, peaceful. And then it's a communal one. It's not this kind of me and my husband, me and my family.
What part of Lagos?
Yes, I was born in Yapa, but my parents lived at Igbobi, close to orthopedic. When that's where I was born. Igbobi Fade, thank you. That's where I was born. And they now moved to Fade, 28 Ojelade Street.
You still remember?
I remember very well. So, but in 1972, my father built his house at Mende, Maryland. So December 1972, we moved to Maryland, Mende. And I remember then, it was just like a communal, village set up. Like I said, everybody, you see, when I'm coming from school, all those children are coming. So my mother would sit at the balcony and be looking. The moment you get home late, maybe 5 minutes after the time, she will ask, where did you branch? So she knows all those children in the community, when they come, how they, they relate with every one of us, and every parent takes care of, other children around. Unlike today.
If you dare that.
Oh, you dare not. You dare not. You dare not even correct a child, not talk like beating someone else's child, or teacher beating a student.
What can we learn from that?
We are going away from the structure where God put us, that we're supposed to be our brother's keeper. We are going away from there. These days you see your neighbor's child doing the wrong thing, you close your eyes and keep your mind ready.
Sometimes I can't do that.
Yes, sometimes you can't do that. What some people do, they don't. I remember there was a day, one of my cousins, a distant cousin, my mom she would go with the buses, those curricular activities. And my mommy had that she didn't come back early, and probably she was going out with, some of these guys hanging out. My mom left our own house, went to the 3rd street to discipline that girl. And it curbed her. And
those days, you dare not get home and tell your own parents.
You dare not.
Somebody to say, why did that person beat? So second round of beating.
Exactly.
So
we'll start. You dare not. You dare not. So we just heard that mom went, to that house and disciplined the girl. So that's how it is in those days. And the culture is there. And then we are well trained. And that is how we have good products. Unlike now, we are losing our values these days.
You attended a nursery school.
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes, nursery school.
You say you are a child born with silver spoon? Mm-hmm. Because when you were growing up, nursery schools were not many.
Exactly.
You understand? Exactly. But for you not to attend public school, wow. You must be somebody from, high up there. What was growing up like with your siblings? How many were you? What kind of upbringing did you have? Because I was interested in you at your age, telling me that you attended nursery school in those days. Tell me more.
Yes, thank you. I will say born with a silver spoon, yes. I remember
your father was a medical doctor?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
He was supplying medical equipment.
Because I heard doctor.
Yes. He was applying medical equipment. He actually read business management. In those days when he wanted to travel abroad, from Revelation, they said what he's looking for in Sokoto is in the bucket. He's from Sokoto. So he didn't travel. He was doing all those correspondence courses. And he was working with companies, worked with Beecham, Glasgow, and he rose to general sales manager and, very influential, traveled all over the country and outside the country. So in those days, our father was at least a bit well-to-do. And from youth, all of us, we were 7 in number, like you said.
From your mom?
From my mom, just one.
From
wife.
Just your mom?
Yes.
What job was your mom doing that she had time to have 7
In those days, you will take care of the children. You don't work. She was a full housewife.
No wonder.
No wonder. Exactly. When she got married, my father told her, you don't work. I remember they told us that when my grandfather was to allow my dad to marry my mom, he said, you must have a good work. allow my daughter to work first. So, but when they married, they now consented that she will stay at home to take care of the children. So, which replicated in me too, as you go on.
So that's why your mom had time to go to the 3rd Street.
That is it. That is it. Looking after all the children
in the community. That's really good.
Yeah.
When you finished your Yaba Tech, you went in for. Did you further your education?
Yes, I did later on. When I finished from Yaba Tech, in fact, from Yaba Tech, even when I finished my ND, I had the opportunity to travel out. Like you asked before, we all went to private school.
Okay.
My senior ones went to those Catholic school, mission schools then. St. Paul's Anglican School, primary school, Friday. Because I'm the first lady, I had boys also. Growing up, I was
what
among
number
boys.
were you?
Number 5.
Number 5?
Yes.
And the first girl?
The first girl. And you know what?
Oh.
We were not only the ones living with our parents.
Okay.
We had others.
How many were you in the house?
Oh, we were like 15.
15?
Yes.
Eating from
one.
the same.
In fact, some of my brothers' friends will always tell them when they meet in US that, oh, we remember that house, that very big, the whole of the 2 flats up, we were using it. It was a family house.
It was a 4 flats.
4 flats, upstairs. 2 up to down, 2 up, 2 down. So everybody will come, relatives, friends, they all come, and
of course, your mom will have time because she was always at home.
I remember we were having one function sometimes last year, and they were talking about my mom, that she will be greeting everybody, yes ma, yes sir, yes ma, yes ma, or even the young one in their in-laws, and that was how she pulled through to gain their favorites.
But unfortunately, she's late.
Oh,
now.
She's late now.
At what age did she pass on?
67.
At age 67?
Yes.
Oh,
she had challenges. She was diabetic. In fact, it gave us knowledge as to how to live healthy.
Oh.
Yes, because right from when I was in primary school, we were doing the checkup for her, daily checkup for her. Thank God, because my father was enlightened. He, like I said, he was supplying medical. So we were doing all this check every day. Oh, mommy, you've eaten oil. So today's result is not okay. Take turn in to check.
All of you turn to medical doctor.
Thank you. And since then, I knew you don't need sugar. Since our mom had that challenge, I don't take sugar in my house. And when I got married, my husband doesn't take sugar too.
Do your children take sugar?
Yes, children as they are, they will take, but I want them. So later they realized the implication.
I see. Yes. Unfortunately, your mom didn't really enjoy the fruit of her hard labor. At 60-something, she passed on. Yes. Rather unfortunate. But here you are. We thank God for the life that you are living now.
Glory be to God.
After Yaba Tech, you started work?
Yes, I started work immediately. Okay. In fact, when I was in Yaba Tech, I was working, my course is a professional course. So I was doing industrial attachment. Okay. That's why it's good to be dedicated, it's good to be committed. Where I worked, I had referrals. I did my 1 year with NNPC, and then some contractors were handling some of the projects at Inspectorate Division, Victoria Island, Kufu Abayomi Street. So by the time I finished, in fact, then there were strikes. We had strikes, often had strikes. So one of the times I went there, and then I said I needed to do vacation job. That was between HND 1 and 2, and I worked there. By the time I finished, I said, let me just relax for 1 month. After 1 month, let me go and say hello to those on site. As immediately I saw the site manager. It was a French company. I told him, yes, I've finished. I'm now looking for work. He just said, okay, follow me. A Frenchman reached out. He just went to the head of the QS department and said, yes, we got the QS we need.
No.
And that was it. They just told me to go because of my performance when I was working with them.
You were dedicated.
Very dedicated.
Unlike children of today.
Children of today.
You won't even see them. They won't come to
I'm
work.
telling you, they won't come. they will find somewhere else, or when they are there, they are busy
Because
pressing phone or
they say
doing
they are doing
something else.
COS, they are doing IT, and they will not come.
They won't.
I said, look, what sort of future are you building for yourself?
Wonder.
It's a pity.
So I didn't even serve before I got employment.
You didn't serve?
Yes, I had to go and do my service because my father said, oh, it is important for me to go through it. So, and then, it was after 2 years, and then I got married after 2 years. So when they just moved to Abuja, then NYC. So he went to help me do the processing, and I served in Lagos.
You served in Lagos?
Yes.
With the same company?
No, not with the same company. I served, my husband was working with Julius Berger.
Okay.
So I served with Julius Berger. I was working there, after getting married, had an issue. Like I said, my mom, it's replicated in me. At a point in time, my husband and I decided that, okay, let me look for a site or an office close to where I live. So from one site to the other with Bruce, I had to take care of my home. I now did the NYC with Julius Berger, where I had better options, closer. It took half time for
your home.
Family, my home.
That's great. The program is Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM. And my guest is Quantity Surveyor Oluwa Folakemi Olade, the Deputy Chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, NIQS, Ogun State Chapter. Since we've mentioned your husband, who is he?
Thank you. My husband is
How did you meet
Apostle
him?
Amos Olade. I met him in the church. We had an evangelical group. I was active. But you see, when God has chosen a particular person for a purpose, and that person is in God's will, because as human beings, we have a choice not to achieve God's purpose in our life. Once you are within God's will, you are always constantly seeking for his favor, for his permission in whatever you want to do. You just find out everything will continue to fall in place according to God's purpose. So marrying my husband is somebody that I didn't expect I would marry. Much more older than I am. Yes. My parents then, when they tried to raise the eyebrow, then my mom sat down and thought of it very well, that God already told her that the person I will marry will be someone they didn't expect. So, but they didn't know the angle. Growing up, when I had somebody who is, trying to woo me, and said, let the person come, let's see. But they never expected that somebody that is older. So
how many years older than you?
It's about 15, 16 years
older.
So
you married an uncle.
An uncle, there, that's it. And to God be the glory. All our fears vanished.
Was he married before?
He was married.
Oh.
He had a broken marriage.
Okay. Because I was wondering.
Exactly. He had a broken marriage, so that is why. And then we felt, well, she's not the one at fault. And marriage, you cannot force people that are not compatible together. Yeah, they decided to go on their way. So what do? We can't question God. And I remember there is this saying that, well, if God be on our side, who can be against us? So to God be the glory. My parents were thanking God that I got. In fact, a lot of testimonies. Some people say, me, thank God for you, thank God for your family, beautiful family, children.
You.
Yes, I have.
How old were you when you got married?
Well, I was 28.
28, because I wanted to see whether you were actually, some people will say, Otinlele, time was against you, but it wasn't. It wasn't that situation.
So I was working. I started working on my own.
Okay.
In fact, I was living on my own. Yes.
That's really nice. So how is he?
Oh, he's doing well. Glory be to God. He's the God-chosen GO for our church, in ministry. God called us into rural evangelism.
Oh, Rura, that's great.
In fact, if I tell you that December is always the very last day of the year, is always a good day to remember. Because when God called him, he has said he was not coming back. Well, the discussion is not focused on him, okay, but it's
I
just.
won't even allow you to take me there.
Yeah. The only thing I will remember is that our house got burnt on the very last day in December 2007. I was the only one in the house.
What?
I ran out
OGBC2
to
90.5
call for help,
FM.
but no one could get back into the house. So it was there, and then few days after that, you realized, okay, God revealed to him that I've been calling you. Are you now ready? So came to Abeokuta. And I was shuttling from Lagos. I was working with the Lagos State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure then. So I was shuttling, and then by the time I realized, it's okay, let me just have a voluntary retirement and come into consulting so that I can assist in God's work. So he and we are doing fine in God's ministry.
So that's what you do at present. You are not into any paid employment.
No, I am into consulting.
Okay,
I have my own firm on my
on
own.
your own.
I am project management, surveying, consulting, and contracting. So,
That's really nice. Before I let you go, I want your words of advice for this generation.
thank you. Let me chip in that at a point in time, I went to lecture at the Federal Polytechnic in Laro. It's just to give back, to help the younger ones.
Paid employment.
Yes, but it's just a token.
You were
Yes,
doing it on part-time basis.
part-time basis
Okay.
to build the younger ones in my profession.
I see.
So it's my duty, my calling to mentor, counsel the younger ones, the young ones. For like 6 years, I was the coordinator for Women Association of Quantity Surveyors, both in Lagos and Ogun State chapter. And I'm involved with so many young people, male and female. And what I realized is that we need to really mentor them, catch them young, put in them the skills, the values that they need so that they will not derail. Nowadays, you see most of these young ones going into different kinds of
Crisis.
crises. The females are even falling victim. All these Yahoo guys are, using them. So it is because something is missing, and we need to really stand up for help. It's a challenge. What we've lost, like I said, the communal training, overseeing other people's children, our neighbors' children, we need to come up with it now. We need to train others. We need to have interest in the upbringing of every young one in the community. So I would advise all the young ones to be focused, to develop the values, moral values, the skills they need. A young lady should know that she must have a skill before going into marriage. Must not depend on any man. A young boy too must know that he must have finances in the right way, not to go astray. If you look at churches now, you see all these Yahoo guys, they intentionally parade themselves with their cars to influence the young ones. So even pastors, ministers, we have a lot to do to instill moral values, cultural ones, discipline, good training, good upbringing into the younger ones. So I want the younger ones to have patience and try to learn the right values, which will help them in future.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I want your type of music. I always love a type of music for my guests. Which will be your preferred?
I want the inspirational world, devotional. It could be Tope Alabi. It could be anyone.
Do you sing?
Oh, I do.
You
From
love
youth,
singing?
I love singing.
So
We are
be your
preparing
backup.
for our
Your Christmas carol or what?
our anniversary,
Your
our
anniversary.
convention.
Okay.
So,
Let me back you up.
Okay.
Start. I'll back you. Any song. Since you sing so well.
Ding dong merrily on high.
Is that song now?
Okay.
Abba.
Because we are in the Christmas mood. That's why I chose that.
Okay. Let's go.
Don't worry.
Ding dong.
Okay. Ding dong merrily on high. In heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is filled with angels singing. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis.
Why did you choose that one with long breath?
That's how you know who has been singing, practicing.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
So can I do that for you?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So on this beautiful note, let me thank you so much for coming on this program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you a very wonderful end of year celebrations. Merry Christmas in advance, and warm regards to your family and your children.
Thank you. I would just want to say that whoever, the younger ones, whatever they have in mind, their dreams, they can achieve it.
Yeah.
They should have big dreams and plan towards it, pursue it. They can achieve it with God.
Once you can think it,
once you can think it, you can do it. And think big.
Think big. Wow.
Dream
That's
big.
Great.
Thank you for having me.
So that's it on today's edition of Feminine Scope on OGBC 90.5 FM. Again, I thank my guest, Quantity Surveyor Oluwa Folakemi Olade, the Deputy Chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, NIQS, Ogun State Chapter. I also thank my producer, Temilade Tijani, assisted by Fumilayo Akintoye. My studio manager is Bukola Olatunji. Let me thank Temitope Alagbe Ugbeche for facilitating my guest this morning. My name is Toyin Shogbeson. Till next week, when we bring you another guest, do enjoy your weekend and stay blessed.